What's good, Panther Nation? It's your boy Myron McRae, aka Tornado McRae, across the skies of the internet, here with another episode of Panther Pride TV, your one-stop shop for all your Panther notifications and Panther obligations. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day, and let's go ahead and get into this docket, starting by an article that was sent to me stating that these are a few draft picks that the Carolina Panthers should avoid in this upcoming draft. And as y'all can see, this is the list that I saw, and these are the names they dropped. You have Walter Nolan, Mike Green, Trey Harris, Darian Porter, and Shamar Stewart. Now, to be honest with you, this list, quite frankly, caught me off guard. This list honestly caught me off guard with a few of these names, and we're going to go one by one on each name, starting first with Walter Nolan. Now, Walter Nolan, the man is 6'4", 296. That's what he came in at the combine. And when you look at his stats, come on now. In 13 games, 48 tackles, 14 tackles for loss. He had 6.5 sacks. The man, he didn't have a forced fumble, which kind of crazy, but the man still put up numbers. He's a first-team All-American, first-team All-SEC, athletic, strong, explosive to beat O-lines. Now, the thing is, he ain't got too many moves or finesse tricks in his bag, so to speak. So when it comes down to it and looking at it, I necessarily wouldn't say you avoid him. He's worth considering, especially because he's projected in that later first round pick. He is worth considering. I'm not on this train, and I don't agree with them when they say you should just straight up avoid him. So I don't get why they said that. Now, the second name on this list, Mike Green to avoid. I'm sorry, I can't agree with that. No. The 6'3", 251 monster, I cannot agree with that because y'all see the numbers. Y'all know the numbers. 13 games, 84 tackles, 23 tackles for loss, 17 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. I will be honest. Y'all convinced me, and the more I watch film, the more it makes sense, and I see why a lot of you are saying take him. The kid is a baller. He's a second-team All-American, first-team All-Sun Belt, the Ted Hendricks winner for the best DN in the nation. He's high energy. He's explosive. He's strong. He's elusive. I see where everybody's coming from, and the only potential I see in his game, the only potential flaw I see in his game is his high energy motor draining his stamina a lot. That's the only potential flaw I see in his game, but obviously he's been running that way for his whole life, so I'm pretty sure stamina, once he gets a strength and conditioning coach at the pro level, it won't become an issue. I absolutely disagree. Do not avoid this man. By no means necessary. I don't understand that. I really don't. Third name on the list they brought up, Trey Harris, the 6'2", 205 receiver out of Ole Miss. Now, the thing about Trey Harris that I honestly love and is crazy, in 8 games in his last year at Ole Miss, 1,030 yards, 60 receptions, 7 touchdowns, and was averaging 128 receiving yards per game. Bro, that's just amazing. He's a second-team AP All-American, third-team All-SEC in only 8 games. Looking at the film, looking at everything, he's got great hands. He knows how to find space in the zone. Amazing after the catch, and he has fantastic athleticism. The only thing that would be concerning about him is that groin injury he suffered, which took him out for 5 games towards the end of this season. That is the thing to just to be on the watch for. Going into this draft, looking at the 3rd round, you definitely have to consider him. If we're taking a receiver, or if Carolina's taking a receiver in the 3rd round, you have to consider Trey Harris. You don't have to necessarily full send take him, but the man needs to be in consideration. I'm sorry, not sorry. If you're not putting him in consideration for what he was able to do in his time at Ole Miss and even at Louisiana Tech, I can't get behind you on that. Next, you had Darian Porter, the cornerback out of Iowa State. He's 6'3", 195 pounds. The kid played in 12 games this last season, 18 tackles, 3 interceptions, 2 pass breakups, and 2 tackles for loss. When it comes to him, and he's also an honorable mention for all Big 12. When it comes to Darian, he's fast. He has great awareness and coverage. He is physical, and he's also an elite special teamer, having 2 blocked kicks this season. The thing that hurts Darian the most is the fact that this last season was his only season as a starter. Experience is going to hamper him here. Again, the kid has great awareness and whatnot, but that experience is honestly going to bite him a little bit because he hasn't been counted on as much. If Carolina's looking for a special teams guy right now who they think can develop even more later down the line, you could check him, but honestly, you could avoid Darian. You could avoid him and check all your other options first. I wouldn't be mad at that. He's definitely a could avoid, but I see the potential there. And lastly, you have Shamar Stewart, the 6'5", 257 monster out of Texas A&M. The man put in 12 games, 31 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, as you see, 1.5 sacks and 1 forced fumble. The kid is big. He's strong. He's powerful. He's athletic. He has great pursuit on the ball and is disruptive in the run and pass game. Now, he ain't got too many finesse moves in his bag. He relies a lot on that power and just pure athleticism to beat O-linemen. Plus, the numbers don't really match his attributes because in his whole time at A&M, as great as he is at disrupting the pass, he only has 4.5 sacks. I need a lot more out of him. Like, that just doesn't bode well. He is projected to be a late first-round pick, so I wouldn't put too much emphasis into the stats, honestly, but I wouldn't avoid him. That's my consensus. I would not avoid him. Just check the other options first. Carolina, if you're listening, just check the other options, but he's not an avoiding talent. You definitely don't avoid him in that regard. And speaking of the next topic, we got to talk about, man, that I saw on the docket because I saw this actually on Bleacher Report, or it came from Mo Moton on Bleacher Report, and it was a potential trade with the Baltimore Ravens. So I'm going to show y'all what the trade was, and here it is in of its entirety. Moton, I apologize if I misspelled his name or mispronounced his name, Moton. He had Carolina trading the 4th round 114th pick and Brady Christensen to get Mark Andrews. Now let's hear it out. Let's hear it out. Because when you think about Mark Andrews, think about the 7 years he's been in Baltimore. The man has played in 104 games, 5,530 yards, 436 receptions, 51 touchdowns, 53.2 yards a game. We know what Mark can do. We know how much of a security blanket he's been for Lamar. We know what he's capable of. So I can see the vision here. I can see the thought process. He's a known asset, and this could be very similar to the Greg Olsen trade. Now, he has played 7 years, so you got to take that into factor because when we got Greg, it was after 4 years. He's also a great run blocker, which would be phenomenal for Chuba and Rico. However, he's entering the final year of his contract. Got to take that into account. But again, he's later down the line in his career. It's not like he's coming off his rookie contract. So the ask for big money isn't going to be there as necessarily as it would be if he was coming off of his rookie contract and was performing. Then, not only that, I don't like the idea of losing a lineman as versatile as Brady because we put him everywhere on the line when we need to fill that gap. I personally just do not like the idea of that, but that's just me. But I'm open to it. I can see the vision here. If I have a final verdict on this, when I look at this trade once again, I would say rework the deal, see if we could throw in another asset from Baltimore, and I could hear it out. I genuinely could. That's just me, but y'all tell me what y'all think about this. How would you tweak it? What would you do? Because in all honesty, again, I see the vision. I see it. I'm not 100% sold on that trade, but I see the vision. And lastly, I talked about it yesterday, and I was talking about the greatest Carolina Panthers of all time because I saw that list. Well, today I got sent a list on Instagram of the greatest Carolina Panthers taken in each round of the draft. And I want to know what y'all thoughts on this. This was sent to me. This comes from Panthers Insider page on Instagram. And this is the list that they had. In the first round, you have Luke Kuechly. Our second round choice would be Musa Muhammad. Third round is Steve Smith. Fourth round, Chuba Hubbard. Fifth round, Josh Norman. Sixth round, Greg Hardy. Seventh round, Captain Munnerlyn. And undrafted Brad Hoover. And before y'all scream and before y'all ask, here are the honorable mentions for each one. Honorable mention for the first round, Cam Newton and Julius Peppers. For the second round, Taylor Moton, Chris Jenkins, Mike Minter, Ryan Khalil. For the third round, Trey Turner and Charles Johnson. Fourth, fifth, and sixth round did not have no honorable mentions, and I went and searched, and yeah, like when you compare it to the individuals that were selected, there isn't much of a comparison of anybody who's honorably mentioned to take that spot from them. Seventh round, Chris Magnum. Eighth, and then at the undrafted spot, Andrew Norwell. So, with all that being said, what are my thoughts about it? First things first, Luke being first, to me, is funny considering how we just talked about this yesterday, and Luke was fourth, and Peppers was first, and Cam was second. So, the fact that that page had Luke first, either A, lets me know they didn't see the list we saw yesterday, or B, they just honestly have a difference of opinion, but it's cool. I'm not mad if you put Luke first. I'm really not. I am surprised that Deshaun Foster was not an honorable mention for the second round. I am very surprised about that. I definitely would have put him in consideration, added him to that list, because you had a plethora of others that you could add there. So I'm shocked by that. Now, for our sixth round, Greg Hardy. I do not like Greg Hardy for his off-the-field issues. I do not one bit whatsoever. On the field only, I can see why they picked him as the best Panther for what he did on the field, taking only that into account. And then Captain Munnerlyn, to me, you got to throw him in there as potentially one of the best seventh rounders to ever play the game, maybe like top 30, top 50. I don't know. I'd have to see that list. I think Captain Munnerlyn could make that list as one of the best seventh rounders ever, but that's just me. I could be wrong. Y'all might be thinking I'm smoking dope. I don't know. Y'all tell me. And lastly, I know somebody in the comment section I saw, they were wondering why Jake Delhomme wasn't on the list. And the reason being, and I'm pretty sure about this, they went off of, did we sign the undrafted free agent when they went undrafted? Remember, Jake Delhomme was not signed by us when he went undrafted. He was signed by New Orleans, and then we got him. So I think that's the criteria for the way they went with this list, and it makes sense in my mind. But, guys, with all that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do y'all think about this list? What do you think about that trade with Baltimore? What do you think about that list of we should avoid those prospects? I already know most of y'all, including myself. Mike Green, yeah, we're not avoiding him. We're not avoiding him by any means necessary. But with all that being said, guys, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Let me know. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get all your Panther notifications and let your voice be heard, because at the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just a skinny brother with two tats. Peace. Much love to all you Panther Nation. Take care, later days, and keep pounding. I'll see you next time.